Hello, I'm a baby boomer, and this is my chair. It's pretty comfortable. I have been a worrier since I was a child. Today I worry about never getting rid of the pain in my left gluteal zone, which makes it uncomfortable for me to sit for more than 15 minutes at a time, hence the need for a comfortable chair. And I worry about getting Alzheimer's disease, but then who doesn't? When I was a child, I accumulated 3 tormenting worries which preyed on my mind incessantly. I would shove them into the back of my consciousness for a week or so, and then something would remind me of them. And my heart would start to pound, and I'd think, I've got to tell my mother. But then I couldn't. So I'd shove them back in again for a while longer. And this went on for 3 years until I was 8 years old. And then one day I was home alone with my mother. I was lying on the sofa reading a book. And suddenly I thought, now, I'm going to tell my mother now. If I don't do it now, I never will. I sat up. I listened to her turning the pages of a book in the next room. I sat there for a long time. Twice I started to lie down again, thinking, no, not now, some other time. And then I stood up, and slowly, one foot in front of the other, I trudged into the room where my mother was sitting. I walked up, and I stood before her, and I said, I have to tell you something. My face was burning. My lip was trembling. My mother dropped her book in her lap. She said, "What is it, honey?" I took a breath. I said, I swallowed a button and I stole a dime and I told Linda Edgington you like the smell of skunks. Burst into tears. My mother's mouth fell open. There was a kind of hush. After a moment, she said, that must have worried you very much. I nodded. Tears were streaming down my cheeks. She said, when did you swallow the button? In kindergarten. She bit her lip. Will I have to have my stomach pumped? She took my hand. She said, no, honey, that button went right through you a long time ago. When I was 4, I swallowed a whole bottle of cough medicine and they rushed me to the emergency room, big trauma. My lip was still trembling. I stole a dime, I said. How did that happen, she said. Christy Bishop was swinging by her knees from the jungle gym and it fell out of her pocket and I picked it up and I didn't tell her. When Christy noticed her dime was missing, the first grade teacher asked if anyone had found it, and I immediately raised my hand and I said, I have a dime, but it's my bus money. I lived 2 blocks from school. My mother said, when we're very young, we sometimes are tempted to do things like that, but you wouldn't do it now, would you? I shook my head. She said, you feel better now, honey? I looked down at my feet. I told Linda Edgington that you like the smell of skunks. I do like the smell of skunks. I thought, skunks don't smell very nice. I thought it was confidential. She said, well, I'm not ashamed of it if you aren't. And that was the end of my worries until the next batch came along. All right, time to stop sitting. I've got this freaking pain. What does it mean? Well, at least my chair is comfortable, pretty comfortable for a chair. All right, that's all I've got today. See you next time.